Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to another new day and another devotional. Yesterday we were thinking of 2 Samuel chapter 9. This morning I want you to turn over just a couple more pages to 2 Samuel chapter 11. The circumstances are that David has sent his armies out to fight their battles, and unusually, as the king, he decides not to go with them. He's just going to take it easy and stay at home and let them do the fighting. And while he's at home, he goes up onto the roof of the palace for a bit of a dander. And while he's there, he happens to look into the home that is adjacent to the palace, owned by a man called Uriah. Uriah is one of the soldiers, and he is currently out with the troops fighting David's enemies. As David looks into the adjacent house, he sees a woman bathing, and she's naked. This is what is recorded in 2 Samuel 11 and verse number 2. It came to pass in an evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house, and from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. David probably didn't plan to go up onto his roof to look into the next door neighbour's house in order to see what his neighbour's wife was getting up to. He probably hadn't come across the woman before. He certainly wasn't up on the roof as a voyeur. But the fact of the matter was that while he was there, he happened to see Bathsheba bathing. There was nothing wrong or sinful in that. What was wrong was that David continued to look. He should have turned his eyes away immediately. He should have gone down from that roof and realised that he was intervening in the privacy of another person. But David didn't do that. He continued to look. His look turned to lust, and his lust eventually led him to commit adultery. It's amazing the number of sins that begin with a look. Go back to the book of Genesis, and even the very first sin that was committed. You remember how the serpent came and tempted Eve, and we're told that she looked and the fruit was desirable to eat. She saw that the fruit was lovely. She continued to look at it, to think about it, to lust after it, and eventually she gave in to the sin. Many sins that we commit begin with a look. Every act of adultery begins with a look. Every act of theft begins with a look. Covetousness is committed through the eyes. And we need to guard our eyes just as we need to guard our mouth. The psalmist in Psalm 119 prays, "Turn my sight away from viewing vanity." Job said, "I will make a covenant with my eyes that I will not look upon a maiden." Friends, there are times when we can't help but see things that tempt us. The danger is in our continuing to look at them. We should turn our eyes away immediately so that seeing something does not lead to desiring it, and desiring it does not lead to taking it. So be on your guard with regards to the things you look at. In these days where most of us have free and easy access to the internet, there's an awful lot on the internet that is sinful and wicked. There are ads that come up. There are sites that are advertised. that no Christian should ever go to, because the things that they see there are in and of themselves sinful and wicked, and create sinful and wicked desires in a Christian's mind and in their heart. And once those images are there, they are hard, if not impossible, to get rid of. So guard your eyes. David looked and saw that the woman was very beautiful to look upon. Yes, she was. But he should not have continued to look. And had he not done so, he may not have fallen into the sin that was to be such a mark upon his kingship. May God help us to say with the psalmist, I will set before my eyes no vain thing. May God bless you and be with you today in whatever you're doing.